Welcome back to the channel, Cowboys Nation. If you're a die-hard fan of the star and live for the drama, trades, rumors, and insider scoops, you've come to the right place. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe because today's topic is something every Dallas Cowboys fan has been buzzing about ever since the 2025 NFL Draft wrapped up. What comes next? Specifically, which free agents should the Cowboys go after to round out their roster? With the draft behind us, the Cowboys front office, led by Jerry Jones and Will McClay, is already shifting gears and evaluating a new pool of veteran talent still available in the free agent market. Names like Amari Cooper, Nick Chubb, and Asante Samuel Jr. are making headlines as potential targets. And folks, these aren't just your average veteran pickups, these could be needle movers for a team looking to make a serious playoff push in 2025. Let's start with the elephant in the room, Amari Cooper. The former Cowboys wideout is a name that brings instant recognition to fans in Dallas. Cooper, who spent 3.5 seasons with the Cowboys before being traded to the Browns in 2022, is now a free agent once again. At 30 years old, he's not exactly washed up. In fact, Cooper has put up back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons in Cleveland, even while catching passes from a rotating cast of quarterbacks. What's fascinating here is the symmetry of timing. The Cowboys just drafted a wide receiver in the later rounds, and while the rookie has potential, there's no guarantee he will be ready to produce immediately. Meanwhile, CeeDee Lamb remains the alpha in this receiving core, but Brandon Cook's production dipped last season, and Michael Gallup has yet to return to his pre-injury form. Imagine a trio of Lamb, Cooper, and Cook suddenly. That's a nightmare for opposing defenses. The chemistry Cooper had with Dak Prescott during his time in Dallas was undeniable. It wasn't just stats, it was timing, trust, and route precision. Cooper was often Dak's go-to on third downs and red zone opportunities. Now that Prescott is heading into what might be his most scrutinized season ever, wouldn't it make perfect sense to surround him with a receiver he already has a proven connection with? The financial side might be tricky, but Cooper may be willing to take a team-friendly deal to return to a familiar system, especially with championship aspirations on the line. It's no secret that he felt blindsided by the trade to Cleveland, and what better redemption arc than to come back to Dallas and finish the job he started. But let's shift gears to the backfield, where the Cowboys have major question marks. Tony Pollard is gone, having signed elsewhere in free agency, and while Dallas did draft a rookie running back in the 4th round, there's a gaping need for an experienced power back, someone who can grind out tough yards, protect the quarterback on passing downs, and provide leadership to a young group. Enter Nick Chubb. Now, this is where things get really intriguing. Chubb is recovering from a serious knee injury sustained during the 2023 season, but word around the league is that he's ahead of schedule and expected to be fully cleared by training camp. When healthy, Chubb is arguably one of the top 5 running backs in the league. He's a downhill runner with elite vision, underrated speed, and a level of physicality that wears down defenses over 4 quarters. Chubb would instantly bring credibility and toughness to the Cowboys' running game. Pairing him with a younger, more explosive change of pace back could create a lethal 1-2 punch. Think back to the glory days of Ezekiel Elliott and DeMarco Murray. Dallas always performs best when it can control the line of scrimmage and run the ball effectively. With Zach Martin still anchoring the offensive line and Tyler Smith emerging as a mauler, adding Chubb behind them could bring this offense back to a more balanced attack. One potential challenge would be salary cap logistics. Chubb won't come cheap, but there's been chatter that he may accept a short-term, incentive-laden deal to prove he's still elite. Dallas could be the perfect destination for that comeback tour, especially with a roster that's already playoff caliber and a national spotlight that few other franchises can offer. Now let's talk defense, because you can never have too many good cornerbacks in today's NFL. And that's where Asante Samuel Jr. enters the conversation. The former Chargers corner was surprisingly let go after Los Angeles underwent a regime change and cap restructuring. At just 25 years old, Samuel Jr. is still ascending and could provide immediate impact to a Cowboys secondary that's been both promising and problematic. With Trayvon Diggs coming off an ACL injury and Darren Bland emerging as a breakout star, the addition of Samuel would give the Cowboys one of the most athletic, ball-hawking trios in the league. What's exciting about Samuel is his versatility. He's shown he can line up both inside and outside, giving Dan Quinn or whoever steps into the DC role after Quinn's departure to the Commanders tremendous flexibility in coverage schemes. He's aggressive at the catch point, reads quarterbacks like a veteran, and comes from a football pedigree that includes his Pro Bowl father, Asante Samuel Sr. in a division that features receivers like A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, and Terry McLaurin. Having elite cornerback depth isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. The Cowboys can't afford to be caught thin at cornerback if injuries strike again, as they did last season. Now, let's not forget the strategic piece here. Signing Samuel would also create more flexibility for the Cowboys to mix in different coverage looks, including more man-to-man press packages, which they excelled at in 2022. And if Diggs isn't quite 100% to start the season, Samuel provides a high-end insurance policy. You're not just getting a body, you're getting a potential Pro Bowl level player entering his prime who can help tilt games with a key interception or pass breakup. So, what are the Cowboys waiting for? Why haven't they signed any of these guys yet? Well, part of the reason is financial, of course. The Cowboys have been conservative with their spending this offseason, prioritizing extensions and backloaded deals. They also believe in their draft class and want to evaluate that talent during OTAs and mini-camps. But make no mistake, these names are on their radar. The post-draft free agent window is a sweet spot for teams looking to scoop up proven veterans at discounted prices. Teams wait to avoid affecting their compensatory pick formulas, and players are more willing to accept shorter, cheaper deals to land on a contender. There's also the factor of locker room chemistry and culture. The Cowboys, under Mike McCarthy and Will McClay, have been careful about the personalities they bring in. Amari Cooper, Nick Chubb, and Asante Samuel Jr. all fit that mold. Cooper is known for his quiet, hard-working demeanor. Chubb is one of the most respected players in the NFL for his professionalism and leadership. Samuel is confident, but not divisive, and comes from a winning background. None of these players would rock the boat, they'd reinforce the culture that's already been built in Dallas. Let's go one layer deeper and talk roster construction. If the Cowboys were to sign Cooper, they could push Gallup down to the WR4 role, which is much more appropriate given his recent inconsistencies. That would create depth and allow for some flexibility in usage. You could even experiment with more 4-wide sets or use Cooks in the slot more often, exploiting mismatches. With Chubb in the backfield, it opens up the play-action game, which is where Dak is at his best. And if Samuel signs, you suddenly have a legitimate top 3 corner rotation that can go toe-to-toe with any passing attack in the NFC. Now, imagine a playoff scenario. It's late in the fourth quarter, and you need a clutch third down conversion. Who would you rather have out there, an untested rookie, or Amari Cooper, who already knows the playbook and has a long-standing connection with your quarterback? Or consider a goal line stand against the 49ers in the postseason. Wouldn't you feel more confident with Nick Chubb pounding the rock between the tackles instead of relying on a rookie to handle that pressure? And defensively, facing a third and long against Jalen Hurts, wouldn't you feel more secure knowing Asante Samuel Jr. is in coverage, giving your pass rush just enough time to get home? All of this is why the next few weeks could be critical for the Cowboys. They've made it clear that they believe their window is open right now. Micah Parsons is playing at an MVP level. CeeDee Lamb is a top 5 receiver. The offensive line is still elite. But to get over the hump, to get past San Francisco, to beat Philly, to contend with teams like Detroit and Green Bay, they need just a little bit more. These types of strategic, post-draft free agent signings are often the difference between a divisional round exit and a Super Bowl appearance. And there's also the fan base to consider. Cowboys fans have been patient, but they're also hungry. This team hasn't made it to an NFC championship game since 1995. Every offseason there's hope. Every fall there's hype. But when the games matter most, the margin for error is razor thin. Signing a player like Amari Cooper, Nick Chubb, or Asante Samuel Jr. isn't just about talent, it's about sending a message. A message that says we're not satisfied with just being good. We want to be great. We want to be feared. And remember, Jerry Jones loves a headline. Bringing back Amari Cooper? That's a headline. Taking a chance on Nick Chubb's comeback? That's a headline. Signing Asante Samuel Jr. to bolster the secondary? Another headline. But these aren't just splashy moves, they're smart ones. They fill real needs with proven talent at a moment when the market favors teams like Dallas. It's not about winning March. It's about winning January. And if the Cowboys make these moves, they could be setting themselves up for a run that fans will never forget. So stay tuned, Cowboys Nation. The offseason isn't over. In fact, it might just be getting started. The 2025 NFL Draft may have given us some future stars, but it's the savvy veteran additions that often complete the puzzle. Cooper, Chubb, Samuel, these aren't just names. They're potential game changers. And if the Cowboys are serious about chasing a title, now is the time to strike. Thanks for watching, y'all. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more updates, rumors, and deep dives into all things Dallas Cowboys, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. This is Attack on Cowboys, and we'll see you in the next one. Go Cowboys!